Hello to my swole babies.
Yeah, I didn't like that intro. Let's try again.
What is up, swole baby?
And I didn't like that one either. Oh well, let's get into the video.
Welcome to the first ever Mental Health Mondays. And I just realized I should have used the spot for Spiritual Sundays because I'm pretty spiritual back here. But that's okay. I'll do that next time. So I want to start this video off with a disclaimer. So just because I'm going to be talking about mental health doesn't mean I'm a mental health professional. I'm going to be talking about things that have helped me with mine personally, but I absolutely am not gonna sit here and say this is gonna help you as if I am treating you if you have anxiety, because that's what I have and it's just great. And yep, I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell anybody that this is gonna cure anything that they have. I do think that different things work for different people. I know I haven't talked about my whole anxiety thing in complete detail yet on this channel, and I will one day. I'm not ready to yet. So one day I will tell you guys the entire story about it. I think that it could help people, which is why I want to talk about this whole topic in the first place, because I know that it's not a fun thing to deal with these mental health issues. Today, I want to talk about some mindfulness techniques that I've been practicing that have really been helping me personally. So maybe you could try them out and maybe they will help you. I have this little journal. I'll put the link in the description if you want to get your own. I'm not sponsored and I'm not being paid to talk about this, but I love this book. This really seems like an ad, but it's not. It has little passages. Is that the word? Passages? And it talks about just different stuff, and then it gives you exercises to do. So it's pretty cool, and it helps you just get in the moment. So this video, I'm gonna be talking about us living our lives on autopilot and how being present and living in the moment and grounding yourself really helps. And honestly, I've been doing this a lot the past few days, and I feel like my life has improved drastically, and it's only been a few days. So that's the key, is making sure you stay on it, because it's easy to forget about all of these different things. I've done these things before with mindfulness practices and anything that's like a new practice or a new habit you're trying to form. The most important thing is to just keep doing it every single day. I feel like it's really easy to fall off and get off track. If you're trying to be more grateful and making gratitude lists every single day, it can be really easy to stop doing that and then fall back into not a good mindset. So I think that's the key. In this passage I read, it talks about how we live our lives on autopilot. As humans, we have habitual learning, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The good part is you learn how to do something. You don't have to keep relearning it every single day. We don't have to keep relearning how to pour a glass of water every single day. The bad thing is sometimes this causes us to take things for granted. It can cause us to react without thinking and not be in the present moment. It causes us to have all these worried, anxious thoughts. It causes us to have all these sad thoughts, maybe about things that happened in the past. When you're not living in the present, you're thinking about the future or you're thinking about the past. That's what can really influence negative thinking sometimes, which can influence your mood, which influences your life. They give an example of if you've ever been driving and then you get home and you're like, how the hell did I make it home? I don't remember any turns I took. I don't remember anything. And that's because, once again, the habitual learning, you go on autopilot, you think about all these things that you need to be doing, about your to-do list, about what you have to do tomorrow. You're not focusing on what's going on right now, right in front of you. Another instance of this is we're in the car and someone pulls out in front of us and we flip off and we get really upset and angry and we lay on the horn. You don't stop and think, maybe that person's in a hurry, and think, I have done that same thing before, so I get it. I've done that to people before too, so how am I gonna judge and get mad at someone else for doing that kind of thing, you know? If you've done it before, you've been in their perspective, in their shoes when you're in a hurry, or whatever it may be. Maybe it's an accident, you don't actually mean to cut somebody off. You don't have time to rationalize that and put yourself in another person's shoes and show empathy. You just react, and you react in whatever way you felt like has helped you before, or you felt like has worked before. I don't know about you, but after I do this, I feel like it stresses me out even more when I react that angrily to something, instead of just like breathing and saying, all right, it's cool. They didn't really cause me any harm. I've done that before to people too, so I get it. Maybe they're in a hurry. I'm gonna let it go. I'm just gonna breathe and keep keep going with my day and keep being right here and right now and turn on my music and have a dance party. The other problem with this is, another example, is being at your kids' play. It's like their first play ever, and you want to sit there and cheer for them and like be proud of them, right? And just think about like, oh my god, that's my kid, I'm so proud, it's their first play, it's a special moment. Instead, you go on autopilot and you start thinking, no, I gotta do the laundry when I get home, I gotta go to the grocery store tomorrow, I gotta do all these things, I gotta check this off my to-do list. We just have such busy lives and it makes our minds very busy, and it doesn't allow us to just enjoy what's going on right in front of us. It's like you get trapped in this alternate reality in your head when there's reality happening right in front of you. Unfortunately, some of the things, some of the reactions we have and habits we formed are gonna give us negative consequences. Just because they've worked in the past doesn't mean they're always going to work. There's definitely different situations, and not every situation is the same. Before reacting, we need to really get a hold on our emotions and learn how to control them, and learn how to control our temper and be patient and be empathetic. That's one of the most amazing things I've learned through this mindfulness practice. This particular example that I'm talking about in this video today is whenever you use empathy and compassion, whenever you are just being kind to people, you just feel so much better. I've found myself feeling way more at peace than before. That has helped with my anxiety so much, because then you avoid that stress, that unnecessary stress that causes that unnecessary anxiety. You know, the other day somebody bumped into me, and normally I would get really impatient and be like, oh, you're not even gonna say sorry, you know, take it really personal and get offended. But then, instead of thinking like that and reacting like that, I was like, oh, it's okay, you know, it just brushed my shoulder, it's not that big of a deal, I don't need to apologize, I'm not gonna take it personal. That is another human, just like me. That human is one with me. Me and that human are the same. Then, you don't get that stress and all those negative thoughts. You're just at peace, calm, and you go on with your day. That's just an example. That's one of the moments I can really remember. Even while driving, I feel so much calmer while driving, and that's a pretty big deal. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of patience. If you feel like you don't have that kind of patience, then I would say work on your breathing. There's evidence, scientific evidence, that breathing helps get us in a calmer state. The other thing is that realizing this not only helps you live with more compassion, but also it helps you enjoy life more. If you just came to this earth and you were just so brand new to this earth, there would be so many things that you'd be amazed by and intrigued by that you're not right now, because your brain has gotten so used to seeing all these wonderful things that we have around us, you know? Like if you saw like a beautiful flower for the first time, or a cute little puppy for the first time, or even just getting a hug for the first time, you know? I know I'm listing like the cheesiest of cheesy things because I'm a cheese sandwich. But you know what I'm saying? Like there's just so many things that we don't really focus on how amazing they truly are. Like hot showers. Dude, you ever sit there and just like really feel a hot shower? It feels so good. It feels amazing when you actually sit there and like focus on it. And it's so much more relaxing when you just really think about like, yo, the water hitting your skin. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Unless you're not like a hot showers kind of person, but I am. So yeah, my lesson for today, kids, just kidding. The moral of this story, the moral of my video is to think about that. Think about how much of your life have you been living on autopilot, and try to be more aware of it every day, and breathe more, be more patient, put yourself in people's shoes more, and you know, try to practice that at least once a day. I would say like just the smallest thing, drinking your coffee. We're so lucky to even have water. We're so lucky to have so many things that we take for granted every single day. I think it's important to really feel and pay closer attention to these things. Pay closer attention when you're hanging out with your loved ones. I hope that this video kind of opened some eyes, because when I learned all this about habitual learning and everything, it really opened my own eyes, and something I wanted to talk about, something I thought was really cool and interesting. Turn autopilot off. Start living and living, not just existing. If you like this video, give it a like, of course. If you would like to see more videos on mental, physical, and spiritual health, or to see more of Mama Soul, then make sure you subscribe. Thank you for joining me on Mental Health Mondays. I will see you all Friday for Fitness / Physical Health Friday. Deuces!